is that unlike most conventional drugs, it's not a single chemical. It's a cocktail of chemicals that react together so the sum is greater than the parts.
The simple but powerful thought here, this is a hypothesis, is that if you take the one and you take the other and you put them together, you get activity. So it's like 1 + 1 is not equal to 2, 1 + 1 is equal to 10. That is a powerful idea.
It's a process called synergy. You might think of it as an orchestra with each of the different instruments working together. Unfortunately, symphonies of chemicals like this are still too complicated for scientists to reproduce. Yet there's tantalising evidence that it's precisely this cocktail that gives herbs their special healing powers. One place they're testing the idea is London's Imperial College. Here, they're examining whether a herbal cocktail can be exploited to treat one of the most puzzling chronic conditions of the 21st century: Alzheimer's. The research is being led by Dr. James Warner.
This is a magnetic resonance image scan of a 62-year-old person with Alzheimer's disease.
The scan shows abnormally large black areas where brain cells have died. They also show an increase in fluid. The problem for doctors is that there's no clear understanding of what causes this multiple degeneration.
There are a number of different theories, one of which is that there may be chemicals called free radicals attacking the brain tissue. There's another possibility, which is that the blood vessels in people with Alzheimer's disease begin to narrow. This causes an interruption to the blood supply to the brain, and as a result, brain cells die.
So it seems that several different things are all contributing to Alzheimer's. And it's this very complexity that has made attempts to treat it using conventional drugs relatively unsuccessful. The difficulty is that creating medicines that can tackle several causes at one time is extremely difficult. Yet according to Warner, there's a herbal cocktail that might be capable of doing just that. It's that remarkable plant, ginkgo. It's an extraordinarily complex mixture of up to 200 chemicals. This means that unlike conventional drugs, it may be able to have several different effects simultaneously.
The first thing it will be doing is dilating the blood vessels, increasing the blood flow to the brain, and therefore improving the delivery of oxygen to nerve cells. It also probably scavenges those free radicals, those toxic chemicals that the body produces that attack nerve cells. And by scavenging those free radicals, it might help to reduce the development of Alzheimer's disease.
Attempts to do this synthetically have so far had limited success.
So the great advantage of ginkgo is that we can't make anything as clever as this, or as complicated as this. Nearly all conventional medicines are a single chemical entity. They usually only have one action, whereas ginkgo has many actions.
In other words, it's the herbal shotgun that can hit a range of targets versus the conventional single bullet that can only hit one. But is Warner right? To find out, he's running what he hopes will be the definitive clinical trial into whether ginkgo can help with Alzheimer's.
What I'm going to do now, Arnold, is show you some everyday objects, and I'd just like you to tell me what each one's called. OK?
Nearly 200 volunteers suffering from various degrees of Alzheimer's have been recruited.
So first of all, could you tell me what that's called?
A flower.
It is a flower.
Each is assessed and then given ginkgo or a dummy pill. They're then revisited 6 months later and reassessed to see if there's been any change.
Well, the doctor uses it to measure. It might be a heartbeat, I'm not sure.
He would use it to listen to your heart, yeah.
Oh, I don't know the name of it now. No, not now. No.
The results of Warner's trial aren't due until spring 2006, although earlier trials have strongly suggested that ginkgo works.
Tweezers.
That's right.
But the trial could have much wider implications. It may just be that, like Alzheimer's, many of the chronic diseases of the 21st century require a more complex chemical cocktail than we can currently make. In which case, herbs, in all their complexity, may just be the answer. Back in Leicester, the mysteries are continuing to battle with exactly this kind of complex condition. Aisha has now been taking herbs for her eczema for 6 months. The change is quite extraordinary.
Look at that arm. That is fantastic. And these hands, the skin is just marvellous.
There's much more moisture on her skin than previously. Before it used to be very wrinkly. Yeah, as you can see.
Her face looks very, very good. Very, very good indeed. But I can see that there's a little patch, isn't there, underneath the chin?
It comes up all around, like little small patches of red when she's tired.
Yes. Okay. And
Eczema is notoriously fickle, and it could well flare up again.
Ooh. Oh, that's lovely. That is just so much better than it was.
When we first brought it over,
it really is very, very much better.
There are no clinical trials that prove herbs can cure eczema.
Every now and then you might see some claw marks on it because when she gets scratchy or tired, but it tends to heal much better than what it used to.
The skin is just
Yet we could just be getting closer to understanding why herbs may work for complex conditions like this that continue to outwit conventional drugs.
At this moment in time, we're on an upward trend, on a roll, and I'm just concerned that we don't take a step backwards.
Now that Isha's skin has stopped seeping like it was and weeping like it was, we can confidently use other herbs that help to heal.
It's helped my daughter. Whether it's going to help anybody else's daughter, I can't guarantee that myself. But for my child, I believe it's been the right choice.